Everyone, welcome to another Java and Journeys with Jillian. If you are new here to this channel, my name is Jillian. It's very nice to meet you. I hope everything's going well. I wanted to kick off this week's mini vlog by talking about skincare. Now, I am not an expert. I am not a dermatologist. Know that everything that I am sharing with you on this mini vlog is my opinion and my opinion alone. Please talk with your medical professional, consult with your dermatologist, consult with your physician on any type of skincare that you have questions about, anything that you think you want to use. I am not licensed in those areas, so please don't come for me. I will make recommendations. I wanted to talk about the subject of skincare because it's just been something that's weighing on my mind. Also, I want to add that different types of skincare work for different skin, right? So what works for one person may work for someone else, and that's fine, right? That's why the skincare industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, because everyone's always trying out something, and some things work for some and some things work for other people. But with that being said, I also want to state that this video is not sponsored. I'm a very new YouTuber. None of my videos have been sponsored. I do not get a percentage of anything. I don't get cut a check. I don't have any type of shops, any type of links where I benefit and I take a cut of anything that you decide to buy or anything you want to consider. So again, my opinions are my opinions alone. But let me just share a quick little story / context, right, for why I want to talk about this subject. And the subject matter we are going to talk about is on the lack of skincare, more so luxury skincare for melanated skin. So my birthday was mid-August, and as a birthday gift, my mom and my sister treated me to a facial at the Four Seasons here in Orlando, which I was super excited about because the Four Seasons is located in this very exclusive neighborhood called Golden Oak. For those of you all who are unfamiliar with Golden Oak, it is this neighborhood that is on Disney property, and it is a culmination of different cottages, mansions that are multiple millions of dollars. For you to be able to get a home in Golden Oak, you are wealthy. I'm pretty sure there's a wait list to even get anything there. So it's super exclusive. If you have a home there, like I said, you are balling. That's just, it is what it is. It's a very beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. And I have heard about Golden Oak, but I've never been. So knowing that Four Seasons is located in Golden Oak, I was super stoked because I'm like, I get a chance to be in this super exclusive neighborhood and just peep out some of the properties. I love looking at real estate. I've always been interested in that as a kid growing up. My mom, she did some interior decorating, and so we would always just drive around and look at different houses. So to this day, I love looking at different properties. I like getting ideas for different things. So I was super excited. So I pull up, I check myself in with security at the front gate. I get allowed in, very smooth process, very easy. I drive all the way back to Four Seasons. I'm looking around, and I just felt like, this is the life I was meant for, right? I'm driving through and I'm just feeling so like bougie and extra. And I pull up and, it's all valet parking. I thought about filming my experience, but I'm like, listen, I'm not going to act like I'm not used to nice things, okay? It's not like the Four Seasons is the only luxury hotel I've ever been in, but really and truly, it's one of the few luxury hotels I've been in. So I didn't want to act as if I'm not used to nice things, right? So I did not film any of this. I went in, hotel was absolutely gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. I go to my appointment, the staff is friendly, everyone seems like in a good mood, very clean, beautiful space. It felt like luxury. I'm like, I can understand why people pay a premium to be at hotels like the Four Seasons, because you know when you are in a luxury hotel like the Four Seasons, your experience from start to finish makes you feel like you are in the lap of luxury, right? That is what you're paying for. So I went in for my facial. My esthetician, she was super nice, very friendly. We talked about what some of my goals were. I tend to deal with some dryness. I used to have more combination skin when I was younger, but I feel like as I've aged, my skin has tended to lean more toward being dry. And so I shared, my concerns with the esthetician. She, of course, noted all these things. We went in with the facial. The facial was great. I felt very relaxed. I felt like my skin was glowing. I felt fresh. She asked if I would like recommendation for a couple of products. I was like, sure, yeah, I'm always for trying out different things. So checked out, got the products that she recommended, tried them the following day, and I was like, yeah, these products are not hitting. And I was very disappointed because it wasn't like I just spent 20 bucks on products. No, I spent over $100 on product. Fortunately, it wasn't full size bottles. It was like smaller travel size bottles, thank God, because I would be livid if I took that risk and took that chance to get large bottles of product. And that would have been, well, that would have been hundreds of dollars. So thankfully, I want to say I spent around 130 or so dollars for the product that I purchased. But the whole experience made me think of how when we as Black people go to these spaces, we get these luxury facials at mostly, we're just going to be real, we're going to call it a thing. This is not for me to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but when you go to these luxury places that are catered toward people who are white, right, or of some European descent, their skin is different. It's not as melanated. There is no melanin. The products, there's a lack of consideration to having products that also work better with melanated skin. And just to talk with you all, so the esthetician recommended this brand, QMS, and I was like, oh, this is great. It's in a little travel bag, and not only is it in a travel bag, but it comes in this little nice travel size case. So I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll try it. Sounds good. And this was some of the same products. Like I said, when I left my appointment, my skin felt good. But following up using these products, my skin felt absolutely dry. It didn't feel, it felt clean, but just like dry. Dry, dry, dry. And I didn't even like the way the products felt on my skin, like the cleanser, for example. It just felt very light. I didn't feel like my skin was coated. And I'm just like, these luxury products are not, I feel like, made with Black and brown people in mind. They're just not. I'm sorry. This is, again, my opinion, because this is not the first time I've tried a luxury brand that you get at either a luxury facility or some type of esthetician's office. These are not things that you just pick up at Sephora. These are things that you have to get at like a dermatology office. But again, I'm not talking about dermatology because typically, depending on who your dermatologist is, you could tell them their needs. They're better to diagnose you better than an esthetician, right? Especially an esthetician at a luxury, representing a luxury skincare facility. So I did not like QMS. I wish I could tell you, and maybe some of you that have tried QMS, and let me know if you have. I did not like this at all. This kit was $88. It was not worth $88. I tried everything. I'll even open up the products to tell you all what this came with. So we have your cleanser here. And then following up with the cleanser, you have also another, like, you have toner, of course, which typically is the second step. So here's the toner here. And then following the toner as well, we have here a lotion. So moisturizer here. And sorry if the focus is not 100% working. And then you also have, of course, your collagen recovery cream. So I followed this like step by step with what the instructions told me, and my skin did not feel great at all, and I was absolutely irritated. I tried on a couple occasions to use this and my skin just didn't feel great. Something else that my esthetician at the Four Seasons recommended was the IS Clinical, and this is just your SPF, right? And typically that's the last step in your skincare routine. And I've used IS Clinical. I think of some of the luxury brands. IS Clinical, some of their things I like, some of the things I'm not a big fan of. They have a warming honey cleanser that I absolutely love, that I will highly recommend. 10 out of 10. I love the honey warming cleanser by IS Clinical. This SPF though, I also did not like this. It was super thick. It was a little too thick. And what I ended up experiencing after using these products for a couple of days, my skin felt very dry. I also started having breakouts, and you'll see, in even like for those of you all that happen to notice in some of my other videos, I had really bad breakout. I had like a really horrible like zit that was here. I was getting like little breakouts around my skin here that have since like calmed down. I could still feel it a little bit, but I just started having like these little breakouts, y'all, and I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed because in my head, again, the facial in and of itself was great. I had a fantastic, my esthetician, she was awesome. So this is not me disparaging Four Seasons and telling you not to go get a facial with them. I think the next time I go get a facial with them, I will be very clear about if this is the product they want to use, that I would like to use something else if it's possible, and really be very clear about the fact that, you know, how my skin reacted. I wish I could endorse these products. I was just so disappointed because I spent so much money, and I was just like, you know what, some of these luxury brands are not meant for us. There's this other luxury brand that I used before in the past called Skin Better. And again, some of you all may have used these products and you may think that they work great. And I was really all into the Skin Better line. I used them for a long period of time. Now, my skin did not have the reaction that it did with the QMS, but what ended up happening was a lot of my pores would get clogged. So I would end up with these little whiteheads, especially right here on the tops of my cheeks, where they had to be extracted when I went to my esthetician's office. I had that as a chronic problem, as well as the fact that my esthetician would comment, and she was the one who recommended these. Like, these are products that were recommended to me at another place that I went to, and I really loved the packaging, and I just felt again like a bougie bitch. Like, I was just like, oh, look at me using Skin Better. And in my head, I think I kept wanting to make it work because I spent so much money and I wanted to be sold, until finally I was like, girl, you need to stop. Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And you need to stop using the skincare line just for a flex. Like, no one really cares. You should care about your skin. And I'm like, these products are not working, but Skin Better did not even work for my skin. And I was so disappointed. I finally decided to make the change to something else. So what is that something else? What are products that I use? So for my skincare, one of the things that was actually recommended to me at Sephora, now this line I don't think is at Sephora anymore, but you can get it online, is roseinc. So I'll show it here. Here's roseinc. And again, sorry if the Zoom is not working great, but roseinc, and I'll drop a link in the description to these, is absolutely amazing. My skin always felt bright. The one area of my skin that I feel like I will probably have to get injections for, or underneath my eye, I have this perpetual, and this is a genetic thing, darkness here. So at some point, I'm really going to have to probably spend some dough if I really want to get rid of this. No amount of eye cream is going to work for it. I've talked to a dermatologist about this. I'm just going to have to spend money on injections or do something cosmetic to fix my under eye issue. But taking that aside, roseinc, I really love how the products make my skin feel. My skin feels clean, it feels glowing, it feels moisturized. So I have used their serum before, which is this first product I've showed to you. I've used their eye cream as well, which I think helps. Here's, like, again, the zoom is not great, but I've also used in their line their moisturizer, and their moisturizer is so awesome because what's great about it is that it has these little beads. You can kind of see it here along the jar, but it has like these little moisturizing beads, so you put it on and it's not super thick. it just feels very smooth, very clean. It absorbs into the skin very well. And also, and this is almost all used up, which is why you don't really see a lot. You see a little bit of the product here. But something else that I absolutely love is their Skin Enhance Tinted Serum. This tinted serum is absolutely amazing. And again, I will put this in the product description below if you ever want to just look it up, see if you want to try it. It comes in all shades. But basically what happens is you put a little bit on your hand, you take your brush, you blend it, and then you put it on your skin. And this stuff is fantastic. Like typically, because I work remote, I don't have to wear heavy makeup on a daily basis. And also, again, living in places like Florida where it's perpetually hot, humid, you don't want to wear a ton of makeup because it is just going to melt off your face. I love Roseinc's tinted serum. It is the perfect balance of something that gives you light coverage. It's not full. If you're looking for something that's going to completely coat your face and give you full, I mean, that's what you would get in a concealer. This is not a concealer, but this is fantastic if you want something that is light, that operates as like a little bit of a concealer and a serum to go on top of your skin. It is just amazing. So I love Roseinc. Other products that I especially love, especially when I'm trying to wash and completely cleanse my face, Dermalogica, which you can find Dermalogica, of course, at Ulta, at Sephora. You can go on their website. I love the Dermalogica brand. I love their cleansers more specifically, and mostly I just use their basic cleansers, and they have different types of cleansers for different skin types. So I love their pre-cleanse, which is really good at getting any type of makeup, SPF, all that off your face. I love their brand. The exfoliant, which of course is this powder consistency. So what happens is you pour it in your hand and then you add just a little bit of water, you blend it in your hand, and then you rub it on your face. One thing I will say that I made a complete mistake of is I think I was thinking maybe about work, maybe I was frustrated, I don't know. But I was literally washing my face with exfoliant, and sometimes I'm very heavy-handed when I'm washing my face. And I was just scrubbing way too hard to the point where I was starting to, when I tried to use my toner, which I don't have it here, but Roseinc has also a fantastic toner that I'll drop in the comments that I love, but it was burning, so I had to stop. Like, I'm not even using toner right now because I feel like I probably have little micro tears because I was rubbing way too hard. This is not the fault of Dermalogica. This is me. My brain was off in La La Land. I was thinking about something. I was probably frustrated and I was just like rubbing really hard, and I didn't realize how hard I was scrubbing my skin. So be careful, y'all. When you're using these exfoliants, be careful to be gentle with your skin. I love their micro exfoliant, and I will also say if you want something that's even gentler than that, they have this oatmeal based one that, again, I'll put in the comments because my Zoom is not the greatest, but it's in this blue bottle that's absolutely amazing. And again, it's a good alternative if you want something that's not as harsh as the daily micro exfoliant. If you want something that's a bit smoother but still will scrub your skin, that oatmeal one is absolutely amazing. Their standard cleanser, I absolutely love. And here it is. And again, my camera wants to autofocus on my face, but here it is. I absolutely love it. And then they also have this intense moisturizing cleanser. So I love the Dermalogica, their cleansing products. I absolutely love them. I was going to say that another set of products that I have been using in tandem with my Roseinc, because what I realized even post my esthetician appointment, because I hadn't had a facial since I left Southern California, so it had been almost a good year since I had a facial, is that I need a lot more vitamin C. And it's funny because it's like, well, you live in Florida, like shouldn't you get a lot of vitamin C from, or it's D, right, that you get from the sun, but wouldn't you feel that your skin doesn't look as pale? Wouldn't you feel that your skin is bright because you're out and about. And the thing is, I spend a lot of time indoors. I work from home, I work remotely. It's hot, it's humid. I do go out. Obviously, you all have seen me at the parks, but I put on a lot of SPF on my face to protect it because, as you all can see, my skin is, I'm a black girly, but I'm a bright black girly. I'm very bright. So my skin can get burned really easily. It can get damaged really easily if I'm not protecting it. So on my face, more so specifically than any other parts of my body. So I try to make sure I put on the SPF. So something else that I'm trying to do to get a lot of vitamin C, get some of that brightness and glow to my skin, is I've been using this other brand here that I absolutely am excited about, called Strivectin. Strivectin is really good so far. I've used it, I want to say, pretty consistently for the past few days now. But here's their vitamin C serum. And of course, it takes weeks to really see results of these things, weeks of consistent usage. But I also have their Super C SPF. And I ordered these from Ulta. And I'm actually looking forward to this. This cream, both their standard moisturizer that I use during the day, I also have a nighttime vitamin C moisturizer, feels luxurious. It's like a thick cream. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. So I am excited to just see the changes in my skin over time as I use these things for weeks. Now, I have used roseinc for months. I love roseinc. The Strivectin, like, just so you all know, this is very new. So I'm going to continue to use it. I'm going to see how much I love it and how it works. But I basically have been using that now in tandem with my roseinc to stretch out my roseinc, but to also make sure that I'm getting some vitamin C in. So if I'm not using my roseinc serum and moisturizer, I'll sub it out for these. And also Supergoop, they have a great tinted SPF that, of course, I wrap up my skin routine with. I love this stuff. Like, it will make your skin glow. So I am all for the Glow Screen Sunrise SPF 40. This stuff is awesome. So at night, in the evenings, right, what do I do after I've cleansed my face with the Dermalogica? I typically go in with sundayriley. I've just started introducing retinol into my skincare routine because my dermatologist's office was like, hey, you really should start using retinol. So I use that in the evenings. So I have the sundayriley A+. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Now, Ulta is doing their semi-annual sale where every day they have different products that are on sale, and it ranges. So just recently they actually had sundayriley's A+. Let me make sure I'm reading you all the full name. The high dose retinoid serum. They had this stuff half off. I think typically it's like $40 for like the 0.5 ounce. And so it was half of that. But Amazon, so this is another pro tip. If a major retailer is having a sale on something, oftentimes Amazon matches that sale and then some. So fortunately, they also had it on sale. So I would recommend, because now it's no longer on sale half off at Ulta, but check Amazon. I don't know if it's still half off, but try them and see if that works. But I love this retinol, has been absolutely great. I also use, like I said, the nighttime version of the Strivectin moisturizer, vitamin C, and then I finish it up with my facial oil. So I use the Luna face oil by sundayriley. Sundayriley also has this great CEO glow daytime face oil, that has vitamin C and turmeric. That's also amazing. I just have not used that one for glue. I used to use it in the past. I've been on and off. So I try to catch some of these products when they go on sale. So I'm looking forward to, as we get closer to the holidays, typically sundayriley will drop down in price. So I'm looking forward to stocking up on some CEO Glow and any other of her products. And these are the main ones that I've used. I've used some of other sundayriley stuff, and again, I didn't really see a difference in my skin. I always try to pick products that I see that instant difference, and the most consistent product that I've seen a difference with is roseinc. But again, do what is best for your skin. Talk to your dermatologist, talk to your physician. For me, it was just a disappointment that a lot of these like ultra luxury brands, I feel like, just don't cater to our skin. And that for me is disappointing, because in these occasions that, it's like, okay, I'll try these products offhand, they just don't do anything. So drop down in the comments if there are particular luxury brands that you recommend that you think is great for black and brown people. Let me know. Share that in the comments. If there's something that you recommend me trying, let me know. I try not to be too big of a product junkie. I don't want to end up with the backstock upon backstock upon backstock of product. I don't want to end up throwing products away, because these things are not cheap, right? Roseinc is not cheap. Strivectin, Supergoop, all of these things you get from Ulta, you get from Sephora. They tend to be more on the expensive side. Roseinc used to be in Sephora. Now they're exclusively online, so you can go to their website. Again, I'll put descriptions to all of these, but it can feel very discouraging when you're spending a lot of your money on some of these products. Fortunately, if you see something at Sephora, they will gladly get you samples. So if you have a sense of trepidation about anything, ask for a sample. There's nothing wrong with that. The only time I feel like you could feel some pressure is if they're doing kind of like a flash sale, right? Or a doorbuster, where it's kind of like you have to make that decision on the fly. But when it comes to how expensive some of these things are, get a sample. One of the things that I think I learned from my experience at the Four Seasons is that from now on, the next time I go get a facial somewhere else, is I'm going to be very, very upfront with what my skin needs, and what products I try to avoid if those are products that that particular office tends to use. And don't be afraid to be an advocate for yourself. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. And also, if you are happy with your products, don't feel the need or pressure that you have to buy anything. To give Four Seasons all the credit, they did not pressure me into buying these things. My esthetician said, hey, would you like for me to recommend you something? Not required, not critical. And I said, yes, I wanted to try these products out, and they just happened to not work for me. Maybe some other people have found great success with products like QMS. I just have not. I have not found long-term success with Skin Better. I have not found long-term success with some of IS Clinical products. Some of their products are great, some of them, and QMS is a definitely no-go for me. So I'm like, what is a good luxury skincare line that is highly recommended? If I'm going to drop hundreds of dollars on a serum, like, that serum needs to work, right? Otherwise I'm pissed, because that's money that I'm out, and I'm just, I don't have money to just throw away like that. So if you have any products that you can recommend, drop down in the comments and share what those products are, or even products that you could get samples for. I'm always down to try something and see what it's like. If you also feel like that's been your experience when you've gone to get facials, especially at luxury places like the Four Seasons, I'm interested in hearing your story. Let me know. How did your skin react to some of these products? How did you talk about that with the given esthetician that's working with you? How do you find yourself talking about these issues just in general? With that being said, have you liked? Have you commented? Have you shared this video? Have you even subscribed? How dare you if you have not? Please subscribe so that way you get notified for all my new videos that happen to come up. With that being said, this was Java and Journeys with Jillian. I hope you have a great rest of your day or week, and catch you on the next journey. Bye.